Everyone, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer officially announced a new framework to pay for the $3.5 trillion massive spending bill. This is great news for millions of Americans. Welcome back to my channel, friends. Here's the latest update on when the fourth round of stimulus payments will be sent out to Americans. I will also be discussing who will be receiving a fourth stimulus check. Remember, I post several times a day to bring you up to date on breaking news in Congress. Please make sure to watch until the end of this video. Democratic House and Senate leaders announced they and the White House have reached an agreement on the framework that will pay for most, if not all, of the massive $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill. A move meant to mitigate concerns from moderate and centrist Democrats opposed to the hefty price tag. But the leaders provided very little details on the framework a day after President Biden met with Democratic leaders, moderates, and progressives at the White House in an effort to save his agenda from Democratic infighting. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also did not provide a clear outline about when the reconciliation bill will be ready for a vote. Pelosi also did not commit to putting the bipartisan infrastructure bill on the floor for a vote next Monday, which she had originally promised moderates would happen. Nancy Pelosi was joined by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen at her weekly press conference, as Democrats also face a looming possible government shutdown this coming October 1st, and still need to deal with the debt ceiling, which Republicans will not support. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi had told reporters the White House, the House, and the Senate have reached agreement on a framework that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. So the revenue side of this, we have an agreement on. We know that we can cover the provisions the president has put forward, Pelosi added. It's all good. This announcement is meant to provide some relief to those moderate, centrist Democrats like Senator Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, who do not support that $3.5 trillion number. So everyone, do you support the $3.5 trillion price tag of the infrastructure bill? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
Well, there's a range of factors here. It's hard to really gauge what percentage, or I can't attribute at this point what percentage each of those factors are. Obviously, there are challenging circumstances on the ground in Haiti with the government unrest, with the earthquake. There are also a number of smugglers who are taking advantage of this, and we've seen that over the course of the last couple of weeks. Certainly, we're aware of that reality. We've seen that as in other parts of Central America as well. But that's something that we have no doubt has contributed to a rapid influx of people who were told that they could come into the country and everything would be fine, when clearly it's not. So all we can focus on at this point is what steps we're taking now to ensure there is an orderly and humane process, to ensure that people who are there are treated with dignity, that they're going through a process of being considered for the range of options.
Pelosi and Chuck Schumer provided very little on actual details. So as of right now, leaders are no closer to having a reconciliation bill, which means the fate of the bipartisan infrastructure bill hangs in the balance. Pelosi also did not commit to putting the bipartisan infrastructure bill that has already passed in the Senate on the floor next week. She did not make clear if the $3.5 trillion will remain the top line, or if that figure could change and drop lower. Following the press conference, reporters caught up with Pelosi and pressed for more details on the framework. When reporters suggested they had too few details, Pelosi responded by stating, "Well, that's your problem, not mine." Everyone, thank you so much, everyone. Thousands of Americans who received unemployment benefits during the crisis have been seeing letters demanding repayment of those funds. The money, which was vitally extended and enhanced through the CARES Act and the American Rescue Plan, was intended to help millions of struggling families. Now, a new headache has been born out of the issue, as residents in states like Missouri, New York, and others are contacted for repayment. In the state of New York, it was a huge problem associated with a decades-old unemployment system used by the Department of Labor. Millions of dollars was earmarked to fix a technical issue, but that hasn't stopped state agencies from coming back and attempting to reclaim funds there either. The Labor Department reported Thursday that the first-time filings for unemployment benefits jumped last week, hitting the highest level in a month. Initial claims for the week ended September 18th on a seasonally adjusted basis totaled 351,000, which is an increase from the previous week's upwardly revised 335,000, and well ahead of the 320,000. The total was the highest since the week of August 21. Millions across our country, even some who were not eligible for the federal stimulus checks, will see a direct payment from their state government in the next coming months. The California Franchise Tax Board began sending the first payments on a tax refund enacted as part of the $100 billion comeback plan. The first Golden State stimulus payments went out on August 27th to some 600,000 California residents. However, the state tax board has around 9 million payments to send out, which it says will be issued between September 1st, 2021 and October 15th, 2021. Earlier this summer, New Jersey State passed a law that allowed for the sending of a $500 stimulus check to its residents that had received federal payments. These payments were sent in July to families with an annual income of $150,000 or individuals earning up to $75,000. The tax filer must have claimed a dependent on their tax return. In August, New Mexico state government announced that it would be sending a one-time payment of $750 to low-income New Mexico residents who did not receive federal stimulus checks. So everyone, do you agree with me that all U.S. states should send out their own stimulus checks? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I truly appreciate every single one of you